Ever heard something so simple, so painfully obvious that you instantly feel like your brain just clocked out early for the day? That's exactly what's about to happen to you. Because I'm going to walk you through a list of little-known facts that will make you question how you've managed to live this long without knowing them. Let's start with something you've looked at your entire life: your clock. Have you ever stopped to wonder why the hands on a clock move clockwise? It's not because someone thought it looked nice, and it's not random. It's because in the northern hemisphere, the shadows on a sundial move in that direction. Back when the first clocks were invented, they copied what they saw in the sundial, and that became the standard. Now imagine if the very first clocks had been made in the southern hemisphere, where the sun's shadow moves in the opposite direction. We'd be looking at clocks that spin counterclockwise, and it would feel completely normal to us. But here we are, staring at spinning hands for a lifetime, and most of us never asked why. Speaking of things we never questioned, let's talk about a flavor you've probably seen since childhood: Tutti Frutti. As a kid, you probably thought it was just a cute, playful name, something that sounded fun to say. But in Italian, it literally means all fruits. That's it. Nothing mysterious. And yet so many of us go decades without realizing the translation, until one day someone points it out and you feel just a little bit dumb. But don't worry, you're not alone. Here's another one that will blow your mind and make you look at weight loss in a whole new way. When you lose weight, where does it actually go? Your scale says you've lost a few pounds, but the fat doesn't just melt away into nothing. Most of it leaves your body through your lungs. Yes, you exhale it as carbon dioxide. Every time you breathe out during a workout, you're literally breathing away your fat. And of course, someone joked, so by not losing weight, I'm technically helping reduce carbon emissions. Which, while hilarious, isn't exactly the eco-friendly plan the planet needs. And now let's jump into something from the world of film. When silent movies first got sound, they were called talkies. It sounds silly to us now, but think about it. Movies themselves are literally just moving pictures. We shortened that to movies, and somehow decided that was totally fine, but talkies was ridiculous. Funny how language works. Speaking of language, here's a gem from Denmark. Someone moved there and found out that television in Danish is called fjernsyn, which directly translates to distant vision. And that's exactly what television means in English. Tele means far, and vision means see. The same thing goes for telephone, which literally means far here. And of course, this led to the hilarious joke. Does Teletubby mean far fat? Sadly no, but admit it, you'll never look at them the same way again. And here's another word that's been hiding the truth from you: helicopter. Most people think it's heli plus copter, but it's actually from Greek. Heliko, meaning spiral, and pter, meaning wing. So it's literally a spiral wing, which makes perfect sense when you think about how those blades spin. But no one ever told us, so we just kept believing in the imaginary word copter all our lives. Now let's talk about the Arctic and the Antarctic. Ever wonder why they're called that? Arctic comes from the Greek word for bear, because of the constellation Ursa Major, the Great Bear, which is visible in the northern sky. Antarctic literally means no bears, which is exactly right. Polar bears live in the Arctic, penguins live in the Antarctic. Nature basically set up a no-mixing policy between the two, and they've respected it for millions of years. Moving on to money, there's a tax bracket myth that refuses to die. So many people believe that if you make just a little more and move into a higher tax bracket, you'll get taxed more on all your income. That's completely wrong. You only get taxed the higher rate on the amount above the bracket threshold. So if you make $6,101 and the next bracket starts at $6,000, that extra dollar is the only part taxed at the higher rate. And yet, this simple misunderstanding has made people turn down raises, actual money left on the table, because they thought it would hurt them financially. Geography also loves to play tricks on us. You'd think the Pacific side of the Panama Canal would be west of the Atlantic side, right? But the Atlantic entrance is actually further west than the Pacific entrance. That one fact has made thousands of travelers pull out maps in confusion. And while we're at it, here's another one. Most of South America is actually east of the United States. If you've ever imagined South America as being directly below North America, well, surprise, your mental map's been lying to you. Now, let's throw in some math magic. Percentages are reversible. 38% of 50 is the same as 50% of 38. You can test it right now. It works every time. It's one of those things that makes you go, why didn't anyone tell me this in school? And finally, let's end with something a little spooky. A graveyard and a cemetery are not the same thing. A graveyard is usually smaller and located on church grounds, while a cemetery is larger and separate from a church. So next time you're walking past one, you'll actually know which is which. And maybe that will make you feel a little less like you've been wandering through life missing the obvious. So there you have it. A collection of facts so obvious, so simple, and yet so easy to overlook that they make you feel like your brain just missed the memo entirely. But now that you know them, you can't unknow them. And the funny part is, you're probably going to share at least one of these with a friend or coworker today, just to watch them have that exact same facepalm moment you did. So which one hit you the hardest? Was it the clock thing? The Panama Canal? The weight loss through breathing? Let me know, because I have a feeling this list is just scratching the surface of all the things we've been too busy or too oblivious to notice.